What's up, everyone? It's Thursday. It's week two. Can you believe it? We've already made it through a week. We're back. Dylan Singleton, Caleb Boydston. So, Dylan, I'm going to hand off to you. You are the man with all the powers, the technology. You look at this new layout we got today. This looks great.
Yeah, so this week the biggest things we put together is just we're not really focused on power rankings because power rankings obviously go up and down. Maybe we'll start those late this season. College football obviously does it wrong. I think they start with preseason rankings. I'll just post every week. I'll post those rankings about expectation above or below performances. And so with this, we're going to go and look through some of our sleepers of the week, our busts, best teams of the year, everything overall, how we feel like it's going to be good, and toss out our head-to-head picks as well for the week.
Sponsored by Sabre.
Whatever you want to call it, sponsored.
Nice, Cal. Nice.
Yeah, so any
nice.
words to the league before we start this up?
Hope Connor runs out of gas.
All right, well, first thing, let's run through the head-to-heads for the week then. Matt, you can lead off once I get the presentation up. Adding it to stream is slow right now. Sorry. There we go. Should be good to go. All right. Matt, you can lead it off from here.
All right. Yeah. So our current records, our predictions in the last week, this is going to be very rare for me in first place. Probably won't do that in the actual league, but I'll take a 4-1 after last week. Caleb 3-2, and Dylan, what happened?
I didn't get a single pick right. I felt confident. There's a few close games, so go up, down, back and forth. But Matthew Berry's watching now, so hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, Matthew Berry.
Yeah. Heading into our first matchup of the week, we had the game. I believe it is myself versus
Matt.
So what are your thoughts on that, Matt?
Well, obviously, again, as I'll say every week, I want to win. But you're a very tough opponent, Dylan. I mean, again, Aaron Rodgers is going to have more than a point. So I expect that Monday night matchup for you to go in your favor. It's a tough opponent. Dylan, you when is the last time you lost 2 in a row? You're not used to losing very much. So
teams
got to feel pretty scared playing you. But looking at your team, again, I'm not a big fan of Antonio Gibson. You got 3 guys going tonight, right? Unless you change your lineup since last I looked. You've got, I guess you have.
Truly, I have one guy, I think. Defensive kickers are up in the air, kind of.
Of course, always. But with Gibson, 11 points last week, I don't know if he'll do great tonight again. I'm not a big Gibson fan. Washington and Graham Gano, we'll see what happens. What a matchup. This is a terrible Thursday night matchup.
I'm a bigger Gibson fan than I'm Derrick Henry. It's the bust of the year.
I'm a Giants fan, and I hope we can win, but I don't really think we can win anything the way we looked last week.
Yeah,
I like this matchup.
Now that he took Kyle Pitts out of his lineup.
Yep, and all 3 of us picked myself to win this game, though, correct?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to be sorry about. I picked Dylan.
Yeah, I don't know why I said sorry. You got your first and last win week 1.
Yep, but I like it. I think it's leaning one way this week, honestly. Matt, no offense. Like I think it is
a little bit of offense.
Look, there's no me. You look at the projections. You projected to beat me by 10. Again, I'm the underdog story, and I'll take it. I totally know what I'm up against, so bring it on, Dylan.
I mean, Kansas is the underdog story. They won week 1.
Yep, and our next matchup then we go through is Bryce and Trevor as it loads up.
Oh, yeah. 0-2, Trevor. 0-1 versus 0-1.
Yep, so Caleb, why don't you start this one off? What do you think?
History shows us that Bryce has a good chance of winning. But no. Bryce is going to start with Trev? Of course I'm going with Trevor. Of course I am going with Trevor. Trevor is going to get his first win of the season, set him up for more than 2, and Bryce is going to be the new Trevor. Who does Bryce have? David Montgomery's his best running back? Yeah, he's got Devontae Adams to carry him, and Jalen Hurts is doing well, but Dallas Goedert isn't scary. Adam Thielen had a great week 1, but the odds of him getting 2 touchdowns every week aren't great. A.J. Brown, we saw the Tennessee offense. Yikes. And then Josh Jacobs gets no receiving yards, but he's got Dylan's fantasy darling and Justin Tucker. Then you got to go against Kyler, who's probably going to be fantasy quarterback 1, and then Jonathan Taylor, who got a buttload of receptions, Miles Sanders, who looked fine, Tyreek Hill, who, yeah, is insane, and then Rob Gronkowski is looking like he was back in 2013. And then you got rookie Jamar Chase. So Trevor's going to run away with this one. I think I picked him to be the highest scoring this week, didn't I? Or did I pick Trevor?
I don't know. We'll get to those in a moment. I picked Bryce out of this. It's my second widest margin behind mine and Matt's game. Again, don't know what's going to happen, but this is my second widest margin. I like Bryce's team. I'll talk about that some more later. And Matt, your pick is?
I picked Trevor. Trevor's big three, and Kyler, Tyreek, and Rob Gronkowski are going to lead him to a victory over Bryce this week.
Nice. Our next matchup then comes down to Connor Boydston and Drew Doak, our new player.
Doak,
sorry.
We'll keep it that way.
I had Drew winning this in a close matchup, close to the week, I believe. I think it's going to be our close matchup of the week. Josh Allen should have a good game, bounce back with him and Stephon Diggs because they played okay last week. I think Chubb runs through Houston.
Yeah.
Chubb makes Houston his team. He becomes their lead running back, I think, in this game because he runs enough yards for both teams. Deontay Johnson is really the only guy I'm down on here because I think Javonte Williams splits reps with Melvin Gordon. But Connor Boydston, I still like his team, but it's just they got some tough matchups this week in the sense of like on in the books matchups, but not necessarily on paper matchups because you know the players. They're going to score some points, but I have the closest matchup this week going to Drew, leaning his way.
I think Drew's going to score the most this week. Nick Chubb's playing Houston. That should be a 20 to 30-point week. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs going to come back. They lost week 1 to Pittsburgh. Who are they playing? Minnesota? Is that right? Miami. That defense doesn't scare you. They'll be fine. Chris Carson is a consistent 15-point guy. Every year, I don't know why he falls. And Mark Andrews has got to get more run than he did. I think Drew's going to be the highest scoring team this week. Sorry, Connor.
Yeah, I got to go with Drew as well. I mean, the big problem looking at Connor's team is going to be probably Zeke. If Zeke doesn't do well again, Connor's in trouble. And for a guy that does have some running back depth, it may be time to turn to that depth. Not saying you take Zeke out yet. It's early on. But, again, if he struggles again, that's a problem for his team. Going 0-2 will not be a good look. I think Drew gets the win, though, on his side. Allen will be great. Chubb will be great. Diggs will have a great game. Watch out. Drew's taking this one big time.
All right, so we get our next pick now is going to be Mason and Isaac.
Blowout.
You say blowout?
I respectfully disrespect Man-Titties. They are too big for my liking, and the margin is going to be too big for the Titties to be respected this week. I mean, you've got Russell. I mean, look at this roster. Russell Wilson, Christian McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Noah Fant, the best tight end in football. He just needs to – I don't know why he sells Mike Evans. If he takes Mike Evans out and puts anybody else in on his bench, I mean, that's the best lineup you're ever going to see in fantasy football. So, I mean, Mason, sure, he's got 18 good wide receivers, but you can only play 3. Alvin Kamara will be fine. Ryan Tannehill sucks, as we saw last week. Tyler Higbee is – I don't know why he was so high on him. And then Kareem Hunt's another solid guy who will probably score 12 to 15 points against Houston, but – Clyde will be back. Christian McCaffrey's probably going to score 35 because he was out of the end zone last week and scored 21. Yeah, Isaac's team is terrifying.
I really like this matchup this week. I have Isaac sliding away with a win. Noah Fant should get some upgraded points here, I think. Jerry Jeudy's out for as long as he is now. I think a few big players on his team with question marks are Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Mike Evans. We had the same question with CEH all last year. We saw what happened. We don't know how it's going to happen. It's going to be consistent throwing from Patrick Mahomes. And Mike Evans, it's like they have a big backfield right now. Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. Then up on the wide receivers, they have Gronk's there as a wide receiver, basically, who had 2 touchdowns last week. You then also have Antonio Brown, and you have Chris Godwin there. And I think Mike Evans is probably receiver number 4 there. On the other side of the ball, Higbee I actually like a little bit. But Kamara, as many points as he might score, he's playing Christian McCaffrey. They're both going to be big scores this week, and it's just I don't think Mason's team can win, but I don't know if it'll be it's gonna be really hard against his Isaac team, so I'm taking Isaac to win.
Well, did you guys watch that Tennessee Arizona game last week?
Yes.
Pretty ugly for Tennessee. What will Tannehill do? That's the big question. And I look at Mason's team too. We saw this last year in Pete Carroll's offense with Russell Wilson. We saw a back and forth between Lockett and Metcalf. One game Lockett went off, one game Metcalf, and it goes back and forth. I think Lockett will still have another good game, but could it favor Metcalf this game? We'll see how that trend works out in 2021. But I like Isaac's team a lot. With his team, you got McCaffrey, and that's all you need. His team is winning. His team's winning by 15 plus this week. I feel like Lee Corso. Give me paper products.
All right. And then our last match of the week we then have is Connor McClain versus Caleb Boydston. Both squeaking out wins in their last week, I say squeaking out. They were both good matchups. But Connor and Caleb. And so my big thoughts on this first are I'm going to have to take Connor McClain in a close matchup again. So I think we have 3 close matchups really this week, only 2 really margins. And I'm taking Connor here. I still don't like his receivers. I honestly don't. But you have Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Jones is going to have a bounce-back game. I think the Packers actually end up going off and scored a lot of points. Mixon's playing the Bears, but he got 31 touches last week. Led the NFL in touches. And then you have Darren Waller, who's might be tight end 1 this year. Might be his year. The way Green Bay's defense looked last week, DeAndre Swift is going to look really good this week. And so I think Connor squeaks this one out.
Yeah, I look at this matchup, and, the guy Connor's got pieces. Aaron Jones should do better this week. I expect Robbie Anderson to do better as well, even though, he got a touchdown, the one play he got, right? Darren Waller. You watched that game Monday night, and everything was going to Darren Waller. But look, you look on the side for Cal. TJ Hawkinson looked really good too. This is a good matchup with the tight ends. This will be fun to watch. The problem is, could the trade before the draft hurt Caleb this week? What will Najee Harris do? Will the trade that say, I'm going to take it to Connor, bite Caleb in the butt? I don't know. But I am going to lean Connor on this matchup. Sorry, Cal. Patty Mahomes, Darren Waller. I'm sorry. That's pretty dangerous right there itself. Give me Connor.
And Caleb, you chose yourself, I assume?
Connor sucks. He's got lucky week 1. I was the 3rd highest scoring team. Sure, a lot of variables played into that. You're still no. Look at your receivers. You can't draft those 2 receivers. You just picked up Jacoby Myers off the waiver wire, and he's already in your starting lineup. You're telling me no. Just because you got lucky with Darren Waller falling into your lap and reaching on Patrick Mahomes, quit calling me work. I'm in the middle of something important. Yeah, absolutely. If I lose to Connor, I'm just going to retire.
Yes, and I will be talking more on Caleb's team in a moment. It may be good, it may be bad. No one knows yet. But to run through what we just went over one more time, I'm going to move this, pop over to here. As we said earlier, Matt started out week 1 at 4-1 with this. Caleb went 3-2, and then myself, I went 0-5, looking to bounce back. Maybe a 5-0 week to go 500 so far in the year. I truly don't think that will happen, but maybe it will. I'm going to pull this up so we can run through this again real quick. No, it's fine. We already went through it. I'll just run over here. All right, and so our next thing is back to our nice view we got here, obviously. The best camera angle we have. All right, so guys, we talked about this earlier. We're going to have some good things. Best current teams. So do we have a best current team for everyone? Anyone?
I got to look back at what I sent you. Oh, I said
no. Everyone knows. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
You're good. I have it written down. So consensus Isaac for this best current team here. I think all of us agree right now the best current team overall is Isaac. He will continue to win. We all have him picked this week, I believe. Isaac will be the winner. Any other thoughts on that, or is that just straightforward, basically?
Yeah. I don't even know why I had to look that up. I completely forgot, but my mind is kind of dead. But yeah, that was easy. Isaac, of course.
Yep. And then going into our next thing is the worst current team.
Easy. Hello. Easy.
Woo.
We have a consensus Matt on this as well. So consensus is all Matt. We all agree with that statement. Matt, your team's been struggling and it might continue.
I will say this. If you ask the league who the best team was, they were probably with this season, maybe everyone would say 10 out of 10 Isaac. But we're all very prideful. We all want to say ourselves. So someone may say themselves. But I tell you what, If you ask who the worst team in the league is, there is a 10 out of 10 consensus Matt Marks. I'll tell you that. So I feel pretty dang good about that one. Okay.
We can all agree on something in this league. Matt is the worst team currently.
I'm bringing Republicans and Democrats together. Let's go, baby. And Libertarians. Sorry, Cal.
All right, our next pick was for the dark horse on the year. Or not dark horse. We'll go into sorry. We'll skip that one for now. We'll go into our highest scoring team of the week.
I've got Connor McClain.
I don't.
Yep, Matt has got Connor. I myself have Bryce, who Caleb thinks will go on to say more. And Caleb, you on Drew?
I got Drew Doak. It's kind of good
Doak.
this week. Drew Doak's gonna shock some people this week. He's gonna claim the highest. I don't know why you picked Bryce. Bryce is gonna lose this week.
Bryce is my highest scoring team of the week. I think I'm not going to choose myself here. I think I could be the highest scoring, but I really think Bryce has a good chance to be the highest scoring team. Our then sleepers of the week.
Yes. Let's go, Connor.
Matt went with Trevor.
You're giving Trevor love, baby. Give it Trevor.
I picked my brother to lose, but I'm not confident in it.
We've got Trevor, Connor, and Caleb as our sleepers of the week. And I think I like Caleb as a sleeper. Caleb might not agree with that himself, but I like it as a sleeper. Our bust of the week then.
Dun, dun, dun. I picked. I forgot I picked Bryce, but I'm glad I did.
So we have Matt as a bust of the week, which isn't really a bust because we already expected it to happen. But Matt Marks, you are my bust of the week. I just, I don't know, Matt. And how do you think about Mason's team with a bust this week?
You're going against Isaac. That's tough. We'll see what he does. He popped off fast last week. I don't see it happening this week, but who knows, right?
They probably already busted a couple times today.
And our final thing we'll elaborate on some at this point. We will go with our dark horses for the year.
For the year. This is the champion that nobody sees.
All right, Matt, elaborate a little bit on your dark horse. We're going to elaborate on these a little bit.
Yeah, Drew is the mystery man coming in the season, joining our league, and I think, see what he can do.
You picked Drew too? I've liked Drew's teams from the beginning. He started off slow, but his roster is a roster that'll get better as the season goes on. Nick Chubb, great. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, they're going to get back to where they were last year. It's always fun to have the quarterback receiver duo, and being one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best receivers. It's just fun to have in fantasy. So he got lucky there. I think he'll be never be one of the super highest scoring teams, but always puts the consistent numbers up, which leads to wins. If you consistently put up like that 120, 130 mark, you're gonna win a lot of games. May never score 150.
And I might be giving Caleb a really big head here, but I have Caleb as my sleeper for dark horse to win it all.
I'm not a sleeper. I'm a favorite.
Surprisingly enough, I do have one more team mixed in there. That other dark horse is Trevor. They're both ranked around the 5-6 overall right now, and I think both of them are sleepers to win it all this year. Other than that, I really just gonna see what happens this week and see as the year goes on.
I'm a favorite. I'm confident in two people losing, Matt and Connor.
Sir Commissioner, any closing statements?
Well, we got week 2. It's coming up. We'll see what happens this week. Good luck to everyone. Watch The Wire. Good luck. We'll see you. I don't know where we're watching the games this week. If we're doing anything, we'll put that in the group mate. But good luck tonight. We got a great Thursday night matchup. Giants, Washington football team. NFC East. Here we go, baby.
You guys stayed around for
Thursday
19
night
minutes
and Sunday night red zone. All right. Have a good one.